But I'll say this. For me, elementary school started off like all of these white kids, and there's only a few of us. But as by the time I got to 5th grade, it was all of us and a few of them.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. And again, there was no threat in elementary school from white America, from white people. There was no threat for me there, right? It was just kids that looked like they lived like us. It seemed like they didn't feel like they were better, but that changed, right? I had a white man who showed me love in a way that was like he cared somehow about my outcome. And when I left, that was the last indelible moment that I had leaving elementary school, you know? So going into middle school, I knew that there were white kids, but I didn't look at them like you might be a threat, like you might want to fight, like you might really have a problem with me for God knows what.
Whatever reason.
For whatever reason. I had none of that. None of that was inside of me. None of that was in my spirit, soul, my thought, my mind, none of that, right? But let's now transition over to middle school because it changes, right? So 1st through 5th, I'm in one place. And when it's time to go to 6th grade, instead of me migrating to the next school with all of the people who I just went to school with for 5 years, 6 years in some cases, they go to one school and my mama go to St. Charles.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Except the St. Charles that we go to is not even the St. Charles that you just spoke about. It's old St. Charles, not Mid-Rivers, not the new St. Charles. Okay? So for me, I went in there and I was just a kid and I was pretty happy-go-lucky at that point. I had figured out how to be all right in elementary school, got to 5th grade, had found out that, hey, like this is cool now. I got the groove now. And when it was time to go to 6th grade, my mama moved to St. Charles. I was all right. I was cool with it. I was like, okay, I'm excited. Let's get it. And when I went to that school in St. Charles, it was the worst school year, worse than 1st grade. 1st grade, I failed 1st grade. So that was a pretty bad year, pretty bad one. But 6th grade, I didn't fail, but it was the worst. Okay. And it was definitely surrounding white people, and not the ones who were okay with me, but the ones who were not okay with me. Right? In 6th grade, when my consciousness changed to what problem do you have with me? Why you want to pick on me? Why you want to act like you want to fight with me? I've done nothing to you, you know? And I found kids who, if they were stronger than you, they would try to impose their force on you if they knew that they were bigger than you and stronger than you. And the ones who were weaker than you, they would talk, they would badmouth, and then if you touched them or something, they would fall on the floor and act like they was losing it, like
LeBron James.
They would, hey man, you're not gonna do that to my guy now, all right? You don't do that to my guy like that, all right? But I'm speaking from a direct experience, though. I'm not saying it like it might happen. No, yeah. I'm saying that this is what happened with me. Like, the weaker kid would talk and do all that, and then if you just touch them, they fall on the floor, and then guess what happens to you?
You in trouble.
You in trouble. Okay?
You going to the principal's office.
Except now, instead of them dealing with you by sending you to the principal's office and the principal says, okay, well, bend over and take 3, 4, 5 licks, whatever, right? They send you to the principal's office and then they tell you you're going into isolation. You're going into in-school suspension. We ain't gonna send you home. You're just gonna go into a room where you can't speak nothing the entire day. Where when you get up to go to lunch, it's like prison. Ain't no get up, have a good time at lunch, talk to your friends, move around in the lunchroom and all that. No, single file line, down the hallway, along the wall, to the lunchroom, sit down, say nothing, eat your food, back up, tray out, back down the wall, back inside the class to say nothing until school lets out. And the year was so bad for me that, you know where I found my comfort place?
In there.
In school suspension was my comfort place because of the things that I had to deal with in the classroom with these white peers, right? And for me, that was, again, it was very traumatic, trying to figure out how the heck do I fit in now, right? It also was a year where even though those things happen at the school, things are happening at the school, I still, outside of the school, was able to befriend white kids. Where I had 2 that I can remember that were friends of mine that were white kids. And they were distinctly much different. Like the way that they functioned, the way that they lived with their parents, how they functioned with their parents was much different than what my experience of with my mama and with my daddy and with my grandparents and going from this house to that house. When I saw how they was interacting, I was like shocked. Like, what is this? How can you speak that way?
Cursing, I'm sure.
Yeah, cursing. And I'm talking, we in 6th grade. You know what I'm saying? And you treating your parent like that, but your parent is giving you expensive things.
Whatever you want, I'm sure.
Basically, whatever you want. You want the bike, but you ain't getting the Huffy we get from Walmart for $50. You getting the mongoose that was special order, nickel plated.
Pegs on both sides.
Pegs on them. You understand what I'm saying? I'm looking at the bike like, this is the dream bike. I'm drooling over here,
you
man.
Go ahead, you can ride it.
You understand? Yeah, let me get a ride. Right? But I'm watching it and it's a distinctly different type of life. You know what I'm saying? And that's my first time again. I know nothing about that. I've never seen what y'all live like. I just seen you kids. And now I'm seeing kids at school that don't like me. I'm seeing kids at school that got problems with me that for no reason. I just want to be at school, have friends, walk the halls, talk to people, have a good time, go home. Right. And it's funny because that was after 6 years, I was only like 20 minutes from school when I'm used to being like over an hour on the bus. So I'm thinking it's going to be super good because I don't have to ride a bus all the way across town.
You got to wake up 2 hours early.
You got to wake up 2 hours early, but it turned out to be the opposite of that. And it's funny. That was the first time I had a girlfriend, and I ain't going to say first time I had a girlfriend. First time I had a girl, like the girl, elementary, you play girlfriends and all that, right? Girlfriend. 6th grade, same way, but this time it wasn't a black girl, it was a white girl who liked me, So I'm going through this, but a white girl shows like she likes me, and I'm like, oh, you like me? Okay, cool. Somebody like me. You understand what I'm saying? But for me, through that, it is an eye-opening experience, right? Most people can't say that they took an ass whooping from a white kid white person in their life. Ain't nobody whoop me.
Man, I can't say that.
Right.
Because it's not true.
Right.
I didn't got beat up, but I haven't.
Yeah. I mean, I can say like I have beaten to a pulp by a white kid.
Yeah, I haven't had that experience.
Okay. And it wasn't because I did anything to this kid. It was for whatever reasons he didn't like me, and he was a kid who thought he was better. He was a kid who liked to bully on those smaller kids, and this kid weighed like 160 pounds. I weighed less than 100 pounds. I was in 6th grade, so I was 80 pounds in 5th grade. So I wasn't 120 in 6th. Okay? Dude was like almost 6 feet tall. I'm a little scrawny, skinny little dude, you know? And he wanted to pick on me, and I was like, this ain't that. You don't bully on me. I ain't the one that you finna be bullying on. And he lured me into meeting him at a gas station down the street from the school after school, like the whole...
Yeah, they had the whole school walk to the gas station.
Like
missed
the whole,
bus.
right, like the whole little thing, right? But I don't know no better. I'm just like, you ain't gonna pick on me. What you want to do is so, okay, cool. Let's go down here. And I went down there and I fought this kid, and I fought him with everything I had, but it wasn't enough. You know, he was dang near 100 pounds heavier than me, 80, 90 pounds heavier than me. You know, inches and inches taller than me. And I'm sitting here fighting this kid, and I'm giving him the business. But once he get me down, there's nothing I can do. You're too heavy. I can't get you off me. And he beat me till my head had lumps on it in a way where if you came home like that, if Bam came home like that, I'm killing somebody. You understand? And I ain't playing. I'm finna really go hurt somebody right now. Show me the kid who did this. And I might hurt the kid who did this. You understand what I'm saying? Like that bad. And for me, it was a lesson though. It was something that I learned in my lifetime about understanding about a fight. If you gonna fight, you better be prepared to lose if you gonna fight. Because no matter how tough you think you are, things can go bad and you can find yourself on the other side, as opposed to thinking that you finna go into this fight and only thinking, oh, I'm gonna win this fight, and that's the only outcome. Mm-hmm. You understand?
Yep, I dealt with that.
You gotta understand that, right?
We dealt with that with Project Pat.
Okay.
You know, lose a game because we lost one single game, and then coming back, like you saying, I'm sure it came to the point where you got ready. It didn't happen again.
It didn't happen no more after that.
I'm sure.
You understand?
I dealt with the same situation.
Like, you
just
know what?
like that.
Never will you get the best of me like this again. Mm-hmm. Never will I be not strong enough to get you off me. Never will I be not smart enough to not let you get on me like that. Never will I walk somewhere, meet you, to fight you around a bunch of people that I can't tell you if they wasn't kicking me while I was down. If they wasn't throwing punches in there while I was down. I couldn't tell you that they wasn't. But the way it felt, like it was had to be some extras coming in there the way it felt. You understand? But that was the year. That was that year for me. That was that year where I was like, man, this is the worst place that I can be. And that was 6th grade. That was the only year I got that. Right? But it was such an indelible experience that it was like, y'all really taught me something about certain types of white people who think they better than you, who will talk to you even though they living no better than you living, will talk to you as if they are above you.